Hello and welcome to the new lecture of our series on data mining and warehousing. In this lecture, we will talk about the warehouse schemas and the data cube. So, we'll talk about first what are tables, spreadsheets, and data cube. Firstly, we want to explain that a data warehouse is based on a multidimensional data model which views data in the form of a data cube. So data cube is basically a multidimensional model which represents various dimensions of a data in a single structure. A data cube such as the sales allows data to be modeled and viewed in multiple dimensions, and the dimensions can be the items, time, or there can be multiple dimensions like city. So what dimension basically means? So dimension basically means that an entity which represents some framework and which needed to be represented as a dimension. So dimension tables basically include those entities only, such as item, where item name, brand, type can further be partitioned, but item is a dimension table which contains basically the details of the item, such as item name, brand, or type. Or time can be another dimension table where time basically holds the day, week, month, quarter, year. So time is basically an entity which is created which gives the basic or in-depth idea of that entities like day, week, month, quarter, year. Similar to that, there is fact table. Fact table contains measures such as dollars sold, and in addition to that, the keys of each dimension table is stored in a fact table. So the basic thing is the attributes related to an entity are stored in dimension table, while the fact table holds the measures in addition to the keys related to the each of the dimension table. So in data warehousing literature, a ND base cube is also called as base cuboid. Generally, the topmost is the 0D cuboid, which holds the highest level of summarization and is also known as apex cuboid, while the lattice of cuboids form a data cube. We are going to talk in detail related to this in coming slides. Just look at the example here. So what at the bottom layer is a 4D base cuboid which contains 4 dimensions. As you keep on moving towards the upper, the level of summarization keeps improving, and at the topmost level you find that there is only a single cuboid which contains the top level summarization, which is also known as apex cuboid. So now we'll talk about the schemas of data warehouse. Sorry for that. So modeling requires the two tables we had. First is the dimension table, and second is the our fact table. So star schema is a uh, schema in which there is a central fact table and it is surrounded by multiple dimension tables. Then the second is snowflake schema, which is basically a refinement or improvement over schema. It is similar to star schema, but the basic difference is that the dimension tables in the schema are further normalized, which is not the case of star schema. Then we'll talk about fat constellation. So in star schema and snowflake schema, we were only having a single fact table, and in star schema the fact table was single in sorry the dimension tables were not normalized, while in snowflake schema the dimension tables were not also normalized. But in fact schema there are multiple fact table, and in addition to that the dimension tables are also normalized. So therefore basically creates a collection of stars, and it is also called as galaxy schema. This is an example of star schema where you can find a center fact table, and surrounding it are the your dimension tables. And if you look at the sales fact table, you'll find that all the keys are there along with the measures in the fact table, while the attributes related are stored in dimension tables across each dimension. This is an example of snowflake schema where you can find that the structure of fact table is similar while the dimension table have been normalized. This is an example of fact constellation where you can find that there exists multiple fact table, and even the dimensional tables are normalized. So this is an example of fact constellation or galaxy constellation. Just look at the concept hierarchy dimension again. So it will give you, just want to revise it so that we can move forward for our data cube part. So this is a structure in which the dimension moves from office level to city level to country level to region level to all. So it is basically concept hierarchy dimension, and dimension is basically here location. What here we want to represent it, depending on the level of our application, we can choose the extent of a particular location on the dimension. So our dimension, that is location, could be chosen according to our application. That is, if you want to look at the countries wide perspective, then we can talk about country wide, or if we want to talk about region wise, then we can talk about region wise. Now we'll talk about the measures. The measures can be distributive, algebraic, and holistic. So distributive measures are basically applying the function to an aggregated values such as count, sum, min, and max. These are distributive functions. Then we'll talk about algebraic function, which are basically our function like average, minimum of n values, or standard deviation. And holistic measure is those measures where there is no constant bound on the storage needed. There can be like median, mode, rank. So these three are the measures which we include while data cube measurement is done. So look at the multidimensional data cube structure. Here we have got three dimensions, namely region, product, and time. So this dimension can be categorized as industry, category, product, region, country, city, office, year, quarter, month, week, day. So what we need to do is we need to choose some dimensions. Basically on the concept hierarchy you have seen what the three dimensions are. Now we have to choose appropriate level where we want to represent the cube. So from industry, category, product, we have chosen product, and from region, country, city, office, we have chosen the topmost region, and we have chosen month in the time dimension. So we get at this type of structure. What here the point to explain is that we have got the dimensions and we have got the concept hierarchy of the dimensions. So basically depending on our application, we can mold the data cube into a manner where we can get the desired result of from the data. So our data is multidimensional. We have used the concept hierarchy, and we have developed a cube which basically suits our environment and give us proper results. And this is the basically the again the example with the specific scenario where we have product, date, country, then the in the one dimension, and then the 2D we have product, date, product, country, and date, country, and then in the third we have product, date, and country. which is 3D or base cuboid, which we have represented in the previous uh, slide. So what are typical OLAP operations? First is roll up. Roll up basically means to summarize the data by climbing up the hierarchy or by dimensional reduction. Then there is drill down, which is just opposite to roll up. Here what we intend to do is we move from higher level summary to lower level summary, or basically we go into the depth of the summarization. So what we are doing is we are basically trying to introduce some new dimension if doesn't exist. Then slice and dice. Slice represent to the project operation, basically the representation part, and dice, uh, what dice does is dice select a subset of the dataset according to the conditions. Pivot operation refer to the rotation or the reorientation of the cube. It is basically related to the visualization purpose only, because it is sometimes not feasible enough to represent multidimensional structures on a 2D screen. So sometimes pivot operation is also required. Then there is drill across, which basically involve more than one fact table as a part of the operation, and there is drill through, which basically require bottom level of the cube to its backend relation using SQL. Now we'll talk about the design of data warehouse from the business analysis framework. There are basically four views. If you talk in general, the first one is top-down view, which allows the selection of relevant information necessary from the data warehouse. So this is basically top view, top-down view. Then we'll come about data source view, which what it does is it exposes the information being captured, stored and managed by operational system. So representation of the information gathered is the data source view. Then there is data warehouse view, and this data warehouse view we talked in the previous slide. Like it consists of our fact tables and the dimension tables, and how they are basically uh, normalized, whether they are using star schema or snowflake or fact constellation. Then there is business query view, which sees the perspective of data in the warehouse from the view of end user, because the representational part is the key feature which an end user require. So now we'll talk about data warehouse design process. There is top-down or bottom-up approach, or a combination of both. So top-down, what it does is it start with overall design and planning, and it is a good idea. But sometimes what we need to do is we need to finish up the work quickly. So in that case, we go up with the bottom-up approach, where the first thing is we just put some random experiment and try to develop the prototypes in order to finish the computation or the design process quickly. So from software engineering perspective, there can be model can be used as waterfall model or spiral model. So waterfall model is generally preferred in case of top-down model, top-down approach, and spiral in case of bottom-up approach. So the typical data warehouse design process is basically, first part is choosing up business process to model, like which business process we want to model. Then we need to choose at what level of the process we want to model. Then the dimension will be chosen and will be applied to each table, and then we'll choose the measure that will populate the fact table, basically which will generate the measures in the fact table. Then we'll talk about the usage. So there are basically three kind of applications. First is information processing, second analytical processing, third is data mining. So informational processing, it basically is providing the support for querying or the statistical analysis or reporting using graphs, tables, charts. So what it is doing is it has the role of providing support to all these applications for the processing of the data. Then there is analytical processing, which involves analysis of the various that various dimension tables and fact tables stored in the data warehouse. So what it does is it takes a multidimensional view and analyzes the data based on that multidimensional views, and it supports all necessary basic OLAP operations such as slice size, drilling, pivot. Third is our data mining, where the key emphasis is on knowledge discovery. So it what it does is it supports association and constructing analytical model, uh, like classification and prediction and presenting the mining results. So the analytical portion of uh, modeling comprises of our data mining applications. Now we'll talk about OLAP server architectures. There are three basically: uh, relational, multidimensional, and hybrid. So relational uh, OLAP basically uses relations or extended relational DBMS for storing and managing the data. It also includes your optimization of DBMS at the back end and implementation of some aggregation and logic functions in addition to the tool and service, but it offers greater scalability as compared to our simple DBMS server. And then there is multi-dimensional OLAP, which is capable of handling your multi-dimensional data and is basically a sparse array based multi-dimensional storage engine. What basic advantage it offers is it offers the flexibility of fast indexing to pre-computed summarized data. Then there is hybrid OLAP, which is basically a combination of two, and it what it does it makes the features of these two and offers flexibility on our database or your data warehouse. So then there are some specialized SQL servers which are basically designed to support SQL queries over your data warehouse schemas such as star snowflake schemas. Hope you have been getting. In case of query, you can mail me at utsav@gwca.ac.in. Thank you. Take care.